My name is Lucas Holsthausen. I'm the General Manager of Safe City. I've been here since the 1st of August 2005. Our purpose here is to monitor the streets of the city, to detect crime and bylaw infringements, and then obviously to request SAPs or traffic or security dispatch units to come and attend to incidents that we are detecting on camera. So for us, it's important to be operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we fully rely on the municipality, especially, and the SAPs to be our prominent stakeholders, because we are not a response team. We are just a team that are monitoring, detecting, and reporting incidents that happens within camera view. To be a surveillance operator requires a very unique gift, if I can use that word. It's a gift of observance, patience, and diligence. Obviously, also the ability to read people's behavior. Now, most of our operators have been trained by an industrial psychologist who taught them to be on the lookout for certain human behavior, changes in human behavior before they commit a crime. A criminal will change his normal human behavior, his pattern of behavior, before he commits a crime. So our operators have got this very unique ability to recognize people before they commit a crime. And we also use an aspect they call superfacial recognition ability. People that can recognize the face of a person, even if they see a picture of the person and then see that same person in the street. We had an incident where an operator recognized a suspect we were looking for 2 years ago. And he saw the suspect walking in the street. And he said, there's the man that we were looking for 2 years ago. And they arrested the suspect. So to be able to recognize faces and to put the face to a crime that happened is very important for us.
I'm part of the team at Safe City, and I want to share some of the craziness that we've experienced at Safe City that people might not always think about. And I want to start with the worst of the worst, where I literally stood here and watched our city burn, and I stood here in tears. That was during the looting, and it was one of those like mind-blowing moments where the impossible was actually happening. And it was unbelievable watching what happened during the looting. You know, we saw things that until that moment had been impossible, and unfortunately they did happen. But on the flip side of that as well, you know, we've also seen a lot of amazing things, and we've seen a lot of the love and that Maritzburg is well known for. And you know, there's been some amusing moments as well. We had, it sounds terrible to say two little old ladies, but we had two little old ladies come into the city from out of town to do some business here, and they misplaced their car. And thankfully people directed them to us, and we brought them in and calmed them down. We actually gave them some tea and biscuits, and we found out what vehicle it was, you know, where they had been going to, where they had parked and that, and we were able to find their car for them. So we are very statistically driven at Safe City. Every week we go through our stats and we have a look, you know, for tendencies, for increases, for decreases, response times, the amount of arrests we've effected and the like. And if I say to someone, you know, in a week we've seen 10 fightings, they might think a fighting is people screaming or maybe shoving each other around or, you know, punching each other. We work on the classification of incidents according to the Criminal Procedure Act, basically according to what the police say. And we've seen people beating each other with golf clubs and, you know, dragging each other up and down the road, which really, it's intense. It does escalate all the way up to what's called assault GBH, which is grievous bodily harm. And we do see these things on a frequent basis. Often they are driven by alcohol as well. But Safe City is very effective at what we pick up. We pick up tens of thousands of incidents a year. Those range from literal littering incidents to loss of life incidents, murders, car accidents, and the like. So, one of the things that I'm personally very proud of at Safe City is who our team is. And that's right from the top, from our general manager, Lucas, who had a fantastic career in SAPS, and he's embedded that knowledge and work ethic in us, right down to our entry-level staff members. And what's impressive as well with our staff is almost half of our staff are disabled. So we've created a work environment for people who might not necessarily be employed within the community. And those same people are now looking after that same community.